to the heel, run long stitches from one side of the hole to the other, and carefully weave new threads back and forth, over and under, until the hole is filled. I don't have to ask Mr. Edwards for the newspaper anymore. He brings it out to the kitchen and hands it to me as soon as he has finished it. This week has been more of the same. Marches every day with fights, more women using brooms dipped in outhouse filth, more arrested. I hope my mother has not been with them. Friday, September 12th. I got to see Marie today. In the afternoon, Mrs. Edwards handed me a book. Mr. Edwards asked if you would return this book to the library and find this other one, she said, and handed me his note. Better run along quickly before the library closes. I jumped up from the silver polishing and ran right away. Oh, how Marie and I hugged each other when I found her in the big reading room on the second floor. We whispered our news back and forth. She asked why I have not come lately and told me she has been busy at many of the same tasks at home that I had, picking in the garden, canning, and all that. She also watches her little brothers and sister a lot. I told her about how I am working now. The last thing she said frightened me. You are still my best friend, so please tell your papa to stay away from the front lines of the marches. My papa works in the company carpentry shop. C&H has them making big batting sticks for the deputies to use on the strikers. Oh, what news came in the store this afternoon. A huge group of strikers, including men who came down from Keweenaw County, tried to march into Yellow Jacket this morning. Our men have always marched on public streets. Yellow Jacket is on company land, and the soldiers have been guarding it. One of our men was actually on a horse and started shouting at the soldiers. You can't stop us! Militia's men rode their horses in front of our men. One man threw down the flag he carried, but another picked it up. A big fight started. A sword ripped through this flag, and horses trampled it. Big Annie picked up another flag and held it across her chest. The lady who told me this was watching from the sidelines and said Big Annie yelled at the soldiers, "Kill me! Run your bayonets and swords through this flag! Kill me! But I won't move back. If this flag will not protect me, then I will die with it." This lady said Big Annie was still there when she and some of the others backed off. Later, the lady said she was at the Italian Hall and she saw the flag with the slash in it. It was a horrible big cut, she said. She went on and on about how the soldiers abuse our men as I put her groceries in her mistress's shopping bag. What could be next, I said. It was a real question in my mind, and I had to bite my lip not to show my worry. Sunday, September 14th. I was so happy to see my family when I got home last evening. I gave Mama a whole $1.02, my full pay this week. Mama put it in the jar she uses for everyday money. Mr. Edwards has also given me a box with flour, sugar, and a big surprise, a fresh apple for everyone. Oh, how tart yet sweet they were, crisp and dripping with juice, so much sweeter than the wild crab apples Yenny and Katrie have been gathering. Papa brought more news after he came home from another big meeting at the Palestra. Mr. Moyer has come back to Calumet along with another man, Mr. Lennon of the American Federation of Labor. He told the men to stand firm. Moyer says C&H must recognize the union for the strike to end. Lennon told our men that the copper in the ground here should belong to all the people, not just a few rich men from Boston. I told Papa what Marie had said about the batting sticks. We stick to my plan in this family, Papa said. Anna, I know how you feel, but please stay away from these marches. I see what the other women do. I don't want you to be hurt. It's enough for me to be there. The long summer days are over. It was nearly dark by the time I had to go back to Mr. Edwards' house. Yago walked with me. When we got to the kitchen door, he put his hands on my shoulders and said, "Don't you worry about us, Emma. You know I will take Papa's place and take care of everybody if I need to." I thank God for Mr. Edwards and this job. I can read and write here by electric light. I have plenty to eat, and my parents have one less belly to fill. My earnings and the food I bring home help my family. We will get through this. We have Sisu. I must keep telling myself that, but what Yago said hung in my mind. Does he think something might really happen to Papa?